Welcome back. We for Swift Community Live. And I did this race today. And yes, I am still suspended. I still have my Swift Power account, it's just nobody else can see it. It calculates my races. I'm still up to 195, 94 races now. It's still there. And I've been told that once everything clarified, it'll get popped back up and all the things that I've been DQ'd for be put back in. So that's why I'm still kind of doing the races, but I cannot race with my teams because I get them disqualified, and that's something you don't want to do anyway, and it's not fair to them. But I still can race any other race I want to. So if you saw Swift Community Live today, it was wild. The other thing is, there's a guy, I put it in my thumbnail, Swift Analyst Network. This guy did a very, very, very good thing where he talked about raw wattage versus WKG and which one means more and which one is more important. And it was a great in-depth understanding. If you have any idea of the problem of understanding watts versus raw power or WKG, he explains it all very clearly, very simply. It's done way better than I can ever explain it. In fact, I've been trying to reach out to him and see if he can do one, especially on me. I don't mind. Hey, look into me. Let's go. So also an update is that we talked to Swift, and what we're come up with is that I'm going to have to buy a Garmin computer, which is, I'm going to put it right here. You can see how much it costs. I'm going to buy it this Thursday, so if I want to keep racing. That way my pedals can read on Swift and on the Garmin computer, so I can get dual readings. So they want dual readings for a class, for a Cat D guide. Nobody there recognize some of the things. I'm not going, and I want to also apologize to Swift. It's not Swift, it's CADA. Some they came up with the WTRL that flagged me for going over 5.7. I can't do 5.6, but since I don't have to worry about that no more, I get to ride. And today I rode. And it's also because I've been riding 100 miles every weekend. And what I'm doing now is, like I said, is I'm trying to do 100 miles every week, and I think the tiny races may be going for a while. I'm not sure. I'm not going to promise nothing because I only get to ride about 4 days a week. So I'm only getting in about 150 miles a week, 170 miles, sometimes close to 200 miles. In fact, if I get another 300 miles in this month, I want to say 320. If I get another 300 miles in this month, I will cross 1,000 miles in 2 months. And at that pace, I'm doing roughly 6,000 miles this year. That will also end me getting about almost 10,000 kilometers this year on Swift. I'm excited about that. But I'm gonna buy the Garmin computer, and I think I pointed it out. It's up here somewhere, and that's gonna help me get the dual readings so I can get back to racing with my team. So that's the only thing we came up with. I'm gonna buy it this week, and hopefully that'll go. So with that being said, let's get into this race, y'all. So we're at 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're off. And as we take off on this thing, as I'm racing this race, all I can think about is Swift Analyst Network and what he was talking about. As you see, everybody gets out in front of me on this race. I'm putting out some nice wattage numbers. You see the numbers are beautiful. And in fact, because I've been riding so much on these 100-mile rides and all of that, it's like this race was almost like a sprint to me. My heart rate, I'm getting used to my heart rate climbing up to 100 and 170, and I'm still pushing. But I think because of the metrics they have in here, this pulls from the metrics that Swift has. So since this pulls from the metrics that Swift Power has on me, it shows up on the weight balance. I don't know if that's exactly where it's pulling from, but I think that's where it's coming from. So as you see, we're riding, and and if you got it at the top, I'm looking at it, and I got the grade on here, and I'm at 2 or 3% grade, and each time we get up to about 4% grade or 5, they actually, you see guys shoot past it. And I'm putting out 500 watts. He passed me like I was standing still, but we on a 7% grade. You remember what I said? The grade is where y'all have a fair balance of getting me at. But because I've been riding so much now, my endurance is getting to the point where I can keep up that wattage. Yeah, it's not going to get me in front of y'all. No, it's at 10. The grade is 10. I'm not going to get in front of y'all. But the problem is I can keep up with y'all at a certain point so that if once we get up at 10%, it's at 11% grade. and I'm still going 11 kilometers an hour. But as we come over the top of it, you notice I get the advantage now. It's dropping down to 4%, and I now at 4%, anything under 7 now, I can ride at my old speed, and that's what's going on. And then as we come over the hill and go down the negative, look at my speed over there. It's at 70. It's going to get up to, I think, 73, 74, no, 70, 76 kilometers. You have to pedal to keep up with me. Then when we go on another, I'm a super tuck in that. And once I super tuck, I don't pedal no more, and I can keep up with them. Now, we climb the hill again, but because I had so much speed coming into the hill, instead of 13% climb, I got over that 13% and got hit to 12, but I'm still comfortable now. I'm in the 20th spot. You can see up there at the top, I'm in the 20th spot. And as long as I'm under 7%, I can actually start increasing my speed now because I've been riding so much, and I just keep the power in. I don't have to worry about timing out anymore because I'm already timed out. So I just race now, and it's a freeing sprint. It feels real good just to race. So as you see, we're coming back over the hill, and as we go into negative, look at my speed again. We're coming down the hill. My weight becomes a friend to me now. And even on these little flat roller coaster turns, you see it as we're coming around these turns, they come down to negative 5%. Now I'm getting ready to super tough. And once I super tough, that's it. Because everybody else has to work. And now look at me, super tough. I'm super tough. The guy behind me is going to slowly catch up, but he's pedaling. You got to understand, they're pedaling to keep up with me. I don't have to pedal. I'm just super tucking down this thing. I'm just riding at 60-some kilometers. You see how they pedal now? Once I kick back into pedaling, you notice that my weight balance comes back up. But once they kick back into pedaling, that's where I keep my pedaling in, and we can ride. And my wattage comes down when I'm pedaling to come downhill, and it really pays off. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I've learned now that I've wrote a trainer. There is a slight advantage to me riding with a bike because I can set my tension knob so that when I'm on flats or going downhill, I can still make it hard so that I can still put tension in. Now, I can't get it going any faster. I had to get my cadence of like 300 to get any extra speed when I'm doing 70 kilometers, but still. You see them, they pass me on these inclines, and they pass me, but what they're doing, they're being forced to pedal the whole way down the hill and up the hill, which is coming. And I know this in my head, another hill is coming. So as we get ready to get up another hill, they've been pedaling. And then once we get over that hill and we start to go back downhill, the advantage becomes me again. And see, now all I do now is start to keep pedaling, but they've been telling me to keep up with me going down the hill. You do not want to let me get too far ahead of you going down the hill, because at that point, I can just keep going. Now that I'm on the other side of the hill, I'm doing 45 kilometers, 46 kilometers. Right now, I think I'm at 43. And the guys behind me are just right behind me. You see, we all equal. We're all equal, but they've been pushing up the hill and down the hill. You have to understand that. For the last 6 kilometers, they've been pushing up the hill and down the hill. I've been coming down the hill and I've been able to get a break where they cannot get a break. So now I look at my weight balance, and I've been using this lately, especially on 100 miles. Like I said, I want to get 100 miles in 3 hours and 30 minutes. That's my goal now. I'm trying to have that done. I'm thinking it's going to take me about another 5 or 6 of these 100 miles things. I'm doing them every weekend. So I'm thinking about 2 more months. I think I can get it cut down because I'm cutting it down slightly every weekend. So as we're coming down, you see, I'm just barely ahead of them. But the thing is, I'm on the 5%. I know they're behind me. You see, we still matching up pretty much everybody behind me. BT, PS, I think that's Petta. He's right there behind. All of them are close to me. All of them, but they all been pedaling. You gotta say they have not stopped pedaling the whole time. I've been taking breaks here and there, coming down the hills, and when I get to a decline, and at 3%, that raw power, like he's talking about, Zwift Analyst Network comes into play. Because I'm putting out raw power. Now we're coming on a 2%, and it does not bother me. It will not bother me anymore unless it's at 7 or 8%. Actually, 8% is where I start to really start losing. I can almost gain speed. It's slow speed, but I can gain speed slightly if I put in power. And you see, I'm putting in 300 watts, 500, 600 watts. And on a 4%, I'm still losing, but I'm not losing as much. This is double time. It's not triple time sped up. It's just double time. And what has happened is everybody who's been behind me has been pedaling all this time. And since I can keep this pedaling up going right here where I'm at, I can slowly creep in distance. That's what's going on. I'm just slowly creeping in more distance. Wait for us to get to a decline. And once we get to the decline, I know they still climbing, and we on a decline. And see, I'm at 29 kilometers, I'm at 30 kilometers. Everybody else is still climbing at 17. Now I'm starting to put real distances between us. And this is where I win the race at. Because every time we go up a hill, I try to look back and see where I'm at. And I do a count in my head to try to figure out when they hit the hill. And so as we come down that hill, I'm on the side of the hill. Now they coming down the hill, I can see their numbers coming up. But because I'm so much heavier coming down the hill, they can't reach my speeds. And you got to remember, they've been climbing up and down that hill. And they have to climb down the hill. They have to pedal down the hill to keep up with them. They can't just simple super tuck and ride with me because I'm going too fast for you to actually draft off of me. And that's my goal. So now we're back on a slight decline, and I'm just pedaling through this thing. And I'm looking at it, you can see on my map, you can see the hill coming up. I'm at the top of the hill where everybody else is still climbing. And some of them are on the flat, but a lot of people are still climbing. So while we're coming down this little hill right here, and it's coming up to a spot where I'm going to be climbing again, I got enough speed to actually hit this climb pretty good. And it's not that high steep of a climb. And as I do that, I can just keep my power in. And so that's what I'm doing now. You notice, one thing y'all will notice is that my 20 minute and my 5 minute, it comes up to like 2.8, and my 5 minutes like 3.2 or something like that. But the thing is, those numbers actually should be more accurate to what I am. I've also learned that the longer distances that I ride, them numbers come back into play as a D ride, because I'll start getting back down to like 2.3 and 2.4 on both of those. And I noticed that because I'm doing these 100-mile rides. Now, as we keep riding, you notice each time we go down a hill or I'm on a slight flat or decline, I can actually look at them and they're still doing 28 miles an hour. I don't know exactly where they're at, but some of them are still climbing on this new route. But they've been climbing, they have been pedaling the whole time. They have not stopped pedaling. I have had a chance to slow down on the pedaling. I've had a chance to super tough. Now, the thing is, I do run kind of negative on the weight balance. You can see it's just running because I'm not stopping, but you can see my heart rate is 160. It's gonna get up to 170. But I do the hydro every day. And when I do my hydro gets my heart rate up to about, I've had it get up to 200. And with the hydro, running the hydro, it's kind of like helping me become more and more healthier as way of, I can just keep pushing myself. My son jokes about it. He wrestled since he was like 7. He's 21 now. He talked about doing a couple of open tournaments just to see where he would place and stuff like that. And I tell him, I wrestle and all that. And he's like, Dad, how do you be training? And I tell him, I train like I used to wrestle. I just keep pushing myself. My wife asked me, why do you push? And I say, that pain you get the next morning out that you get when you work out and you wake up the next morning, I really like that pain. I'm sorry, maybe something wrong with me in my head. When I used to play football and get up the next day and my muscles creaking, oh man, that was the greatest feeling in the world to me. So now I like to wake up in the morning. I like to get up in the morning and feel the soreness. I won't ride tonight because I got to leave out here really late tonight. And I won't be riding again until probably Wednesday, so they give me another day off. I'm only riding like 4 days a week, so it's hard to get 130, 140 miles in. But with the 100-mile ride and then a 2, 3 more longer rides, I'm doing, like I do the 20-mile, I do the A-class ride in the Tour de Zwift. I'm doing those, so I'm getting miles in that. And I'm doing other stuff on the side, and I do a race here and there. The races don't excite me. What I'm excited for is once I get set to come back, I'm going to be in 10 times better shape than I was. So that's my whole goal, is just to get better shape so that when people fuss about, oh, you got dual read meters, but now I got the computer and I got the meters and I just want to say, okay, what else left to complain about? Just race. And I got to tell it's a proportional size thing. What I was saying earlier is that I'm a big guy. And as a big guy, I put out a lot of power. And I don't think it was ready for somebody my size, because when I first started Zwift, my weight would be highlighted in red. And I think I can show it here. I may put it up in here somewhere here if I get a chance and I don't forget, because sometimes when I redo the video, sometimes I don't listen to the whole video, but certain parts just to make sure it's on track. If I remember when I go back to redo the voice, check the voiceover and line everything up, if I remember, I will go back and put in the numbers where my first race, it was me, my name, and I was red flagged at 176 pounds and 176 kilos. And I think it was 176, 177 kilos. And the guy below me was redlined at 48 kilograms. So we both were redlined, but we had a great race. Swift is really good towards weight loss for me, because I learned that if you keep the constant weight loss in, constant power, the cardio really helps you lose weight. It really does. And that's really helping me out a lot. It really is. So I'm gonna keep doing it. And I got people who are happy to see it, and I got people motivated to keep riding. So if you're motivated to keep riding, let me know. And if you want to ride 100 miles, I want to say it's the BTRL or something like that. I ride it every Saturday. I signed up for it now. So if you go to me and you look at me and you follow me, it'll show that that's my next race, Saturday at 8:10. I will be there. So if you want to ride with me, I'll ride that race. And we get enough of us together, maybe, hey, we can all ride this thing. And I stay in the group, we can talk and chat as we go. We get on Discord and talk and stuff. Please leave comments. Please like and subscribe. Thank y'all for being there for me. Thank y'all for supporting me through all of this. If you have any comments, any questions, hey, leave them, man. I will talk to you. As long as we can have an open dialogue, man, I have no problem talking to anybody. But like I said, after watching the Zwift Analytics Network, I understand it's not them, it's the system. And so I can't blame them for a system they try to catch so they can catch cheaters. But because of my size and my weight and my power, I kind of broke the system, I think. And so they're trying to find a way to fix it. And if I got to pay $500-$600 to get it fixed so I can race again, I will. I'm blessed enough that I'm not hurting enough that that'll hurt me. And I'm happy with that. I'll do it so I can race. I enjoy racing. My wife was laughing about it. If you want anything else about my weight loss, what I'm doing, originally I was going to have a homesteading channel, which I'm still doing, but I hadn't just got around to doing it. I've been planting gardens. I'm doing my raised garden bed. So thank y'all for liking and subscribing to me. Thank y'all for following me. I know sometimes I ramble on and I talk here and there, but man, y'all have to understand, y'all the greatest people in the world, man. Like and subscribe. Thank y'all for what y'all do, and ride on.